In the future of warfare, Europe is rethinking how to defend itself. With Russia's war in Ukraine and a string of breaches to airspace, the continent is scaling fast with smaller systems, smarter tech, and even some private money footing that bill. At the center of Europe's defense resurgence is Helsing, a 12 billion euro AI startup out of Munich that's drawing comparisons to California-based Anduril Industries, currently valued at around $30 billion. Both are changing how modern militaries spend and build, from AI-powered fighter jets to autonomous systems and surveillance tools the size of insects.
These cyborg bugs are equipped with cameras, electronic signals, and stimulators for remote control. Imagine swarms spying on enemy positions or aiding rescue missions.
Introducing the CA-1 Europa, Helsing's autonomous combat aerial vehicle designed to redefine air dominance.
This wave of innovation comes as Europe confronts a new kind of threat. In recent weeks, so-called unidentified aerial incursions from Germany to Norway have disrupted airspace and forced the shutdown of major European airports. Now leaders are floating ideas like drone walls to shield their eastern borders.
This is not random harassment. It is a coherent and escalating campaign to unsettle our citizens, test our resolve, divide our union, and weaken our support for Ukraine. And it is time to call it by its name. This is hybrid warfare.
Joining me now to discuss this is retired Army Colonel and former Pentagon spokesperson Steve Warren. Colonel, thanks for joining us tonight. So what do you make of this high-tech buildup? Are we maybe witnessing a new normal for European defense?
Stephen, we are. In fact, what else? You know, the segment is titled "The Future of Warfare." I'll tell you, I believe the future is now. The Russians have really caused the Europeans to realize that over the last several years, they had gotten a little bit behind on some of their technology, some of their defenses, et cetera. As we see the Russians use drones to such devastating effect in Ukraine. And frankly, as we watch the Ukrainians do the same thing in Russia, it's caused both our European allies and, frankly, us here in the United States to realize we have to do something about it.
And Colonel, we've heard so much about the United States maybe not being as reliable for Europe to defend itself, questions about NATO involved here. Do you think that that is playing into this buildup from Europe?
I think it's several things. I think, number one, the Europeans have simply been shocked into reality by the Russian aggression that we've seen over the last several years. I think, second, the president's rhetoric about Europe, I think, has taken hold. It has gotten some attention. But let's be clear. American presidents since the 90s have been calling on the Europeans to increase the amount of spending that they commit to defense. So this is nothing new. But I think here in recent years, the Europeans have gotten a little bit more nervous about how much pressure the Americans and the American administration is putting on them.
It's incredible hearing just how much drones are being used in the technology the size of insects. And all of this is being funded in a large part with venture-backed tech. How do you think that plays out long term? Are there risks involved with that type of funding?
There's risks and rewards, like anything, Stephen. You know, there's clearly risk for a couple of reasons. Often these small venture-backed companies are able to innovate very, very quickly, which, of course, is a massive benefit. The downside is sometimes they struggle to scale. I think a lot of small companies don't understand, at least not initially, the massive quantities of equipment that armies require. So the smaller companies put a lot of energy into innovative technology, changing rapidly, updating things quickly, but their ability to create stuff at the massive numbers that we need for armies may be limited. What we've seen, I believe, Ukraine is the nation to keep an eye on. While this war is raging on, they are committed to that, but eventually the war with Russia will end. And what we've seen is the Ukrainians have really built a significant defense industry. Predict that, you know, if they're able to get over some of maybe the corruption problems, that they could one day become sort of the arsenal of Europe.
That is fascinating and sort of terrifying stuff to think about, the technology and the advancements at such a rapid pace. Colonel Steve Warren, thank you so much for your time.
It's great. Thanks.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.